I grew up in Gaza, Palestine, an extremely resource-shared community where access to 24/7 running, drinkable, and clean water was completely out of the question. My family, like everyone else, used to have a limited supply of water that we store in rooftop tanks that's supposed to last you for the week. We used to store that water in those tanks using small pumps or manually through carrying jugs of water up the stairs, which was never a fun exercise. Today, my kids are enjoying the luxury of abundant resources, but I strive to teach them to be both grateful and sensible of the resources they have at their disposal.
Being the daughter of Taiwanese immigrants is a cornerstone of who I am today. It shows up in small ways, like how an early love for mahjong translated into a passion for tabletop games in general, or how combating the mild and meek stereotype for Asian women probably resulted in me being overly loud and boisterous. Ultimately, the Asian American experience is unique, as you shoulder the responsibility of fulfilling the American dream while also trying to stay true to yourself and your passions. Luckily for me, being an engineer in the water industry was in that overlapping sweet spot.
As an engineer and a project manager, there are many things my formative years have kind of influenced my everyday work. One thing that comes to mind, I grew up in India the first 2 decades of my life, and you travel 200 miles and you're talking to a whole new language and a new culture. So there's a lot of diversity in thought, and my parents would constantly remind me to always put yourself in the other's shoes to get their perspective. And to this day, that's something I apply. Any difference in opinions, I always try to look at it from another perspective.
One thing that has shaped the person I am today is my dad's work ethic. As a young adult emigrated from the Philippines, he has always worked hard and done what it took to support his family. And despite him putting in his all at work, he was always there for us. He never missed a first day, an award ceremony, or graduation. And just like him, I strive to maintain that level of work ethic, to do what it takes to support my family, and to make it a point to always show up in everything I do.
So my parents emigrated to the United States from South Korea, and they traveled a long way to get here. And when they finally settled, they loved to explore their new home. And some of my earliest memories is from traveling all over the country with my parents, my brother, my cousin, and my grandparents all around the country. And we visited places like the Grand Canyon and Disneyland. And to this day, I still have that sense of adventure, and I love to explore new places, usually with my kids. And that's why my parents gave it to me.
An important aspect of my Vietnamese background is this concept called Hanbo, which literally means beyond my father or beyond my parents. And it's something I actually cared for very little when I was growing up. It seemed like a lot of stress to live up to certain expectations. But I've come to learn it was never about expectations or stress. It was all about living with gratitude for the past, as well as living with purpose in the present, so that future generations could have it better than us.
As the daughter of first-generation Filipino-American immigrants, I learned the importance of being resilient, having adversity, and working hard. My parents sacrificed everything they knew, their family, friends, and their home in the Philippines, to pursue new opportunities in the US. They taught me not to give up on my dreams, goals, or career despite any uphill challenge or failure that may come my way. I can thankfully say those experiences have made me the person I am today.